Newroz events taking place in Turkey on Sunday were threatened by police intervention, but celebrations continued with the atmosphere of resistance commonly attributed to the Kurdish cause. The Kurdistan National Congress umbrella group promotes a peaceful and democratic resolution of the Kurdish issue, urging the cessation of further violence against PKK fighters. During the Kurdish Issue Conference, organised by the Human Rights Association, Dem Party MP Cengiz Çandaş emphasised the importance of revisiting Abdullah Öcalan's 2013 letter as part of a peace process for the Kurdish conflict. As EU diplomats convene in Brussels to discuss the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, EU Foreign Policy Chief Borrell denounces the humanitarian crisis and Israeli blockades. Learn more with Media News. On Sunday, Turkey witnessed the celebration of Newroz, the Kurdish New Year, with significant gatherings in Istanbul, Van and several other cities, attracting hundreds of thousands of participants. The crowds were vibrant with yellow, red and green, many in traditional Kurdish attire, underscoring the day's cultural importance. However, some attire, labelled guerrilla garb by Turkish police, resulted in entry refusals or detentions, exposing systemic bias against Kurdish cultural expression. Chants and banners calling for the release of Kurdistan Workers' Party or PKK leader Abdullah Öcalan were widespread, with one asking, "How can you keep millions of people in a cramped room?" highlighting the leader's stringent isolation conditions. Newroz festivities were marked by numerous accounts of unprovoked police hostility, directed at both participants and journalists. Following Sunday's Newroz celebrations, on Monday, Turkish police intensified operations, leading to the detention of numerous individuals, including minors, across several Turkish cities. The operations involved coordinated raids by soldiers and police, with the noted possibility of additional arrests. The Kurdistan National Congress, or KNK, a European coalition of Kurdish organisations, has called on international institutions, of which Turkey is a member, to intervene and prevent an imminent ground invasion of Turkish troops into the Kurdistan region of Iraq. Turkey has scheduled a major military assault on Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, positions in the mountainous border region within Iraqi territory, with Turkish President Erdogan clearly stating a resolve to eradicate the armed political movement by summer. The KNK promotes a peaceful and democratic resolution to the Kurdish issue, urging the cessation of further violence against PKK fighters and protection for millions of civilians across Kurdish areas of Iraq and Syria. The announced objective of the cross-border operation is to establish a security corridor along the Iraqi border, similar to Turkey's existing efforts along its border with Syria. The KNK, in an extensive dossier dated the 18th of March, proposed that Turkey seeks geopolitical cover for the planned operations, as signalled by intensified engagements between high-level Turkish diplomats and the United States, Iraq and the Kurdish regional government in Erbil. A conference organised by Turkey's Human Rights Association on the resolution of the Kurdish issue and peace brought together intellectuals, activists and politicians throughout the weekend to discuss the future of peace in Turkey, particularly in relation to the Kurdish issue. The event sought to explore the potential for initiating a new peace process as Turkey moves into its second century. Speakers at the conference discussed the changing nature of peace negotiations involving the Kurds, noting that the current period is characterised by a high potential for conflict and emphasising the need for an inclusive approach to peace mechanisms involving all Kurdish actors. Cengiz Çandaş addressed the significant changes in the Kurdish issue following the peace process, highlighting in particular the regime change in Turkey as a key development directly related to the Kurdish issue. Çandaş stressed the importance of ending the isolation and opening negotiations with Abdullah Öcalan, highlighting the potential for easing tensions by returning to the main ideas expressed in the PKK leader's 2013 letter, which was read out during the Newroz celebrations in Diyarbakir. He cautioned against unrealistic expectations, but suggested that revisiting Öcalan's message could prompt a reinitiation of the peace process. EU's Foreign Policy High Representative Josep Borrell has condemned the deteriorating conditions in the Gaza Strip, likening it to a graveyard under the open sky. Speaking ahead of an EU foreign ministers' meeting, Borrell remarked that Gaza, once described as the largest open-air prison, has now become a symbol of humanitarian devastation, with thousands of lives affected and basic principles of humanitarian law violated. Borrell's condemnation echoes sentiments expressed earlier at a European forum on humanitarian aid, in which he emphasised that Gaza is not merely on the brink of famine, but is already grappling with dire scarcity affecting thousands. Despite the urgent need for humanitarian assistance, Borrell lamented the obstruction faced by humanitarian aid convoys attempting to enter the Gaza Strip, citing prolonged delays due to Israeli authorities' refusal to grant permission. Last week, Borrell labelled the situation in Gaza as unacceptable during a demonstration outside the United Nations headquarters in New York, decrying the use of hunger as a weapon of war.